Hey, welcome back to the Passive Buddies podcast. In today's episode, we are talking about loyal audiences, which obviously those of you who are listening, we appreciate you, we love you, and hopefully you are our loyal audience. And we're talking about specifically blogs, growing your blogs and strategies for building that loyal audience while you grow that blog. Of course, it wouldn't be the Passive Buddies podcast if we didn't have our co-host, Brandon Duffy, who's absolutely loving the blogging world, as we both are. He's got some cool thoughts, processes, and potential strategies to try to hopefully grow your blog and start making money with it. How are you, buddy?
I am doing amazing. Yeah, I'm super into the whole blogging scene. I think nothing really changed, I think, in the blogging scene. We're just able to use a tool that has allowed us to kind of compete with big companies that have the free capital to hire people to do blogging. And now we kind of have tools that allow us to kind of compete with that, which makes it more exciting.
Do you know what? I think, like, obviously, when you say nothing exciting's happened in the blog space, I think this is the exciting thing that's happened, isn't it? It's like the blogging space is still the same. The monetization is still the same, but the amount of content, quality content you can get out is 10x, like 10x, 20x. It's gone ridiculous, which is an absolutely amazing thing because you can start, as you say, compete with people who are putting out like an X amount of blogs, etc. Per month. The bigger companies, you can compete and start ranking for traffic and going after keywords and all that jazz so much faster because your output is a lot greater by using the tools that we spoke about in multiple podcasts. Now it's definitely where you want to be.
Yeah, I think being able to, exactly like you said, put up the quality of content that is needed to be able to rank on Google. That's exciting because now you're not worried if this particular piece of content is kind of in the right tone, is keyword keyword not friendly, but I guess made for the keyword terms that you're trying to rank for. And obviously you want to put it through AI detection and make sure that it's actually factual stuff. I'll be honest, like I've gone through some of my content and I fix a lot of it because I want to make sure it's actual factual, because the goal of using AI is to put down, I would say for me, almost like a framework where we can scan and be like, that's all right, that's all right, that's all right, good. And it flows right. So it's a good experience for the user, because that's what Google wants us to provide for the user experience, is a good flow, a good time on the interwebs. Kind of like, you have to think, Google is no different than Facebook or Twitter or YouTube. Instead of them being just on, say, Twitter or Facebook, they want a good experience and have their users be on the internet, because the more that they're going from website to website and learning and tracking, they get more data to sell to advertisers. And so if you're making it a good experience for them to click on different links, to view different content, spend time on certain pages, it's going to be a good experience for the user. And that's going to ultimately get you to rank higher. And so that's what we're trying to do with our blogs. And with AI, you can do that and make that good reader experience because you've kind of trained the AI to do that.
I think obviously one thing you touched on, which was quite nice, was like the blog, the AI creating the blog and obviously allowing us to get like 25 out in a day and all that type of stuff. Is like, it gives you such a solid framework that you are going through and just tweaking things. Like one of my biggest things that I go through, and ironically it gets rid of the AI detection as well, and it also helps with the loyalty factor, is I just go through and add my personality. I am sarcastic, I tell jokes, I take the piss. I'm just that type of person, but I'm still getting the info out. So I will read the paragraph and I'll add my comment in, my sarcastic comment, I'll add something in brackets, and I'll make it me, like this is how I'd write that piece of content. It takes me 5 minutes to go through and put my personality in. Obviously, I've not got a big personality then. But it takes 5 minutes to put my personality in, put the joke in, put something in there, and then I scan that through AI detection. And because there's a joke in there, because it's changed, it's not AI, it doesn't look AI written, it passes the detectors like that. So which means I'm getting, just by being, and they always said sarcasm would never pay off. But now sarcasm pays off because I get to put it into my blog, which is me, which builds that loyal side of it while getting out the quality content. And it's still only taking me 5 minutes. It's so good.
I think it's, I laugh at all your jokes, by the way.
Cheers,
so I'm a loyal fan. But I mean, this is where we tie in the first part of this podcast with now the building the loyalty and the fans part of it. So to give you guys, and write this, you guys, this is a golden tip, write this down. So all of our podcasts, like I'm going through my my YouTube right now and looking for all my YouTube videos that did really, really well. So like one was withdrawing, how to withdraw crypto from KuCoin. And so I can put all those subjects in there and I can take the transcriptions from the podcast. So it's all of everything that I've talked about, my personality, how I talk, and I'll put that through the AI and have it essentially take my personality essentially and write me in an SEO format. And then obviously I can add in like little forms for lead capture so that I can capture your guys' email addresses so that when you guys want, say, the best prompts or prompts for ChatGPT that have changed our businesses. We have all sorts of different things we teach in our community about prompting and using ChatGPT to write more like you, because it's you want it to be more like your AI assistant. And if you can use it as an AI assistant to help write your blogs better, by taking, like I said, like a YouTube video that's your personality, putting it through a transcribe system where you can, I use, I think it's called Podcastle. And then from there,
that's golden. Sorry to interrupt. That Podcastle is absolutely beautiful. It is so good.
Yeah, right. And so I take the transcription, and then you can, if you want to shorten it, say it's too long, you can put it through Quillbot, which then will shorten the conversation down. And then you can put that through ChatGPT and say, this is a transcription, put it through, make it into a blog post or whatever you want. So then it's your personality that is based on a keyword that you want to rank for. And then obviously there's a lot more that you can do, but that's a good start of how you can make a blog post based on your personality. And then obviously capture email addresses so that you can get them to, so that you can provide more value for things that they are interested in. So if they're wanting the best, like I already said, the ChatGPT, if they want the best cookbooks, recipes, if they want the best fitness workouts, subscribe to this forum or whatever. So and then you can obviously continuously build that audience through that blogging experience.
I think that's golden, isn't it? Because once you've got the traffic, which is obviously creating a blog. So let's go into, if you are creating a YouTube or creating a podcast like us, what we are doing is we're taking the audio, transcribing the audio, so stripping the audio out. So you can download it. Say you've got a YouTube video, you can download the YouTube video, convert it to MP3, then take the MP3, put it into Podcastle. From Podcastle, it'll give you the transcription. 9 times out of 10, that transcription, depending on how long your podcast is too long for ChatGPT to notice or to process. So you have to take it into Quillbot. Quillbot will then shorten it for you, but keeping obviously your personality as much as you can. Then take it into ChatGPT, create the blog from that with a series of prompts that we teach inside the Cashflow community. And then obviously you can upload the blog, you can overlay the YouTube video, and now you've got 2 assets working together. That obviously then helps you create your personality. So not only are people landing on blogs, but they're seeing video format or podcast format. So they get to hear, listen, see what you're like, build that know, like, and trust from that side of things. Brandon at the bottom of all his blogs has an opt-in for some, hopefully, 9 times out of 10, something specific to that blog. So whether it's high level stuff, whether it's crypto stuff, whether it's at ChatGPT, there'll be a specific opt-in for you to go into a specific email sequence and then build it from there. Within that sequence, you can then, once people have gone through your initial sequence, through your initial push, you can then be sending them, hey, I've released this blog post, hey, I've released this YouTube video. And as you're growing that list, you're pushing them back to your YouTube, back to your blog for them to rewatch and consume even more stuff. And the more they consume, the more money, when it comes to purchasing something, they are more likely to invest because they've spent that much time with you behind the scenes through those blogs and YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of the funnel of it. You keep providing content, you keep providing value until they want to take it to that next level. If they want that hand holding, if it's a product that you use that you can recommend that might benefit you. Say, I recommend High Level all the time, and I get a monthly subscription. I get my affiliate commissions pay well over what I pay for High Level. There's so many different things you can do just to provide value. And don't recommend things that you just don't believe in. Recommend things that you actually can write articles about, blogs about, YouTube videos about, demonstrations about. It's so funny because when people ask me, like, how do I do this thing in High Level? Like, I don't even need to blog on. I can be like, go to sites, go to memberships, go to settings, go to domain settings or custom domain, whatever one you want. If you want to update the small URL, not the small URL, it's a long URL. Or if you want to change the C name to make it more of a custom URL for the domain training. Like, there's so many, like, I know have memorized kind of like what the pages look like in a sense. And that's what I guess is great about knowing the content is you can, and get excited about it, is you can constantly produce content and think outside the box and ask ChatGPT for things to give you more inspiration. And so there's so many ways to do blogging. There's so many ways to do value, and using both your love for a particular topic and ChatGPT is just going to give it even more inspiration to your audience and build even more value for your audience that is that you can't even think of at this point, because you're going to be using a supercomputer to do it for you.
100%. And that, as you say, that circle from being able to go, well, go here, like, and effectively that's just internal linking, isn't it? But from a manual perspective, if someone asks a question, but using your blogs and your YouTube to attract attention individually, building a brand, or your podcast, then overlaying the two in the blog format. So now that you've got blogs pushing to YouTube videos pushing to blogs, which will expand the traffic on both, then capturing the email so you can nurture them and then pushing them over to like products or sales pages or anything like that, or just continue to nurture. Don't forget, obviously, we are talking about loyal fan bases, but you want to build a fan base or an audience of people who will buy. So you do have to have transactional emails, transactional blogs in there, because you need to teach your audience that you are selling something as well. It may not be your product, it may be an affiliate product, but you need to teach your audience that they come to you, and yes, they will get a ton of value, but you will also ask for a sale. And if you don't teach that audience that when it is time to ask for sales, they won't be used to it. So they're not used to taking out their credit card with you. So therefore, you need to train that behavior into your audience as well. Now, by doing that, you will not only have a loyal audience, you'll have a loyal audience that pays you, which is the gold. That is the hot where you want to be, is by having a loyal audience, by using these assets, using the AI that are actually going to generate you a lot of cash.
Yeah, I mean, that's the name of the game, right? So ultimately, there's two ways to go about it. I mean, there is a way to train your audience, like you said. I mean, it's a great. I mean, who doesn't love a buying audience? You can have a loyal. What do they call? How does Russell Brunson say, or someone said it, where it's essentially like a raving fans that like want to throw their
1,000 true
credit cards at you.
true fans.
What was that?
1,000 true fans.
Yeah, that's one. That's another thing. Anyways, I can't think of it right now. But essentially, we want a raving audience who wants to buy from you, and then also there are ways you can be like, you need this tool because it's the tool I use and it saves time, and then they just need to buy it because they're buying back their time, or they'll just click a link because it's helps them in a way versus just buying a product you recommend or whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I think that if you can show your audience that you truly are providing value, and anything that you recommend is going to help build their business or better their lives, or help improve their rank in society or influence or whatever it is, it's going to better them and they need it, then that is the best way to provide value, I think.
No, absolutely perfect. So guys, obviously, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Hope you are becoming a loyal fan of the show. If you are, let us know. Give us a like, comment, subscribe, and let us know that we're doing a good job. Or any episodes or anything you want us to cover, let us know in the comments, and we will see you on the next episode.
Peace.